Sun-baked bones turned to sand amongst the sea glass and ocean weeds on the small gravel beaches surrounding the island. As the slow waves endlessly lap the shore, small crabs and bottom feeders move in the shallows. Closer to the forest, great logs and small sticks lay abandoned and rotting. Scattered amongst the brown, bone, and gray, a velvet green moss creeps from the trees towards the water. Deeper amongst the forest, lichen hangs low with the mushrooms and squirrels. The air is thick with the scent of salt and earth, mingling with the faint sweetness of purple wildflowers that peek through the underbrush. In the center of the island, the center of the trees and the bones, lies an old, blood-colored lodging house. The interior is cozy, with bookshelves overflowing with books and trinkets collected from various travels. Every corner holds a curiosity, a curved brass dagger, an antique globe with fading countries, and framed photographs of people from all times and all places. The true heart of this home, beckoning you closer long before you ever stepped off the boat, is the parlor in the back. Glowing and warm as a fireplace, a vintage television sits atop a sturdy oak stand, flanked by shelves filled with neatly organized VHS tapes. The spines are labeled in a variety of handwriting, some decorated with doodles or notes. Welcome to the Videotape Story Vault. Taking aim. When I was still young enough for Blue's Clues pajama pants, I started having night terrors. According to my parents, I would wake up screaming and crying and terrified. I have no memory of waking up crying, but I remember some of the dreams and Polaroid flashes. I remember dreaming I was slowly climbing down the ladder from my bunk bed, only to be snatched into the darkness by some tiny, terrifying claw. I remember dreaming slow, carpeted stairs rising into my grandparents' living room, only to find them both slumped over lifelessly in their recliners. I remember looking out my bedroom window to see the whole world was a giant monolith SpongeBob staring back at me. I know it sounds ridiculous, but as a kid who only consumes kids' shows and movies, it makes sense that they would sneak into my nightmares. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the megalobob in my dreams again. Most of the times, the worst part of the dreams now is what I don't see. Most of the time, I don't remember my dreams at all. Even when I do remember them, the most use I can make of them is to mention them to my partner so we can both scratch our heads together. Why would I dream of college so many years after I dropped out? My total time spent wandering those strange metal hallways would total up to less than a month. Yet almost every dream I can remember takes place in some strange amalgam of high school and college. There are a few elements that never change. Always, I'm running like a shoplifter, weaving through impossible hallways and upside-down staircases. Always, I understand that getting caught means death. Always, somebody has a gun pointed at me just out of my sight. In my dreams, I have died already and will die again. At most, these dreams happen once or twice a month. In the last of these dreams I can remember, I was shot from at least 50 feet away. I remember wheezing painfully as I collapsed to the gravel. 2 more shots rang out. In the last one of these dreams, I can remember being shot from at least 50 feet away. I remember wheezing painfully as I collapsed to the gravel before 2 more shots rang out and I was dead. I felt no pain, just a strange heaviness in my chest and cold water running through my veins. When I wake up, I'm not as terrified by these new nightmares as I was by my old night terrors. As strange and surreal as they are, there's a distance to them. The feeling that I am nothing but a stranger in a strange land, you might say. Familiar as it feels, the dreams are easy enough to shake off once I'm awake. Last night, things were different. Last night, my dream played out in painful detail. I'm at work, standing behind the hotel desk like always. I can feel the soft foam mat under my concrete feet and the artificial texture of my Best Buy blue polo shirt. The lobby smells like coffee and old cigarettes. Things are slow, wonderfully drowsy, so early in the morning. Briefly, I abandoned my post, moving back behind the closed door behind me. For my lunch kit, I open the old medicine bottle and fish out a Tums. I'm just beginning to chew the chalky tablet when I hear the sound of a door closing faintly behind me. Turning my head towards the sound, I feel my heart drop into my stomach. It's already too late. Working in the hotel business as long as I have, I've heard plenty of horror stories. I have heard of colleagues robbed at both gun and knife point. Stories of junkies jumping off third-floor balconies onto concrete below. But this wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a junkie either. And there was no balcony for me to jump from. I have enough time to take in his features, worn and scarred like an old leather saddle. I have enough time to notice the green military jacket draping past his dirty knees. I have time to see his gap-filled grin before a single shot takes me out forever. That dream happened last night. That dream was forever. And no time at all. It's only been a day, just over 24 hours, and I'm already dreading the next of these dreams. Optimistically, I pray to nobody in particular for the random, jumbled, subconscious soup most dreams have to offer. Or even better yet, no dreams at all. Somehow, I doubt that will happen. Somehow, I already understand that each dream is going to get more realistic and intimate. Even if I can't see him, I know it's him. I know it's the same man in the same army green jacket. Has he always been there? Even in my earliest night terrors where I had no hopes of remembering him? Why would he finally show his face after all this time? The thought of it, of him, is almost worse than these nightmares themselves.